All right, so are you ready for this or what?
I'm getting down. I'm ready for this.
Listen, there's no dancing on this podcast, so just stop that right now.
There's no crying in baseball, and there's no dancing on this podcast. I'm just sharing us to everybody so that they know that we're here.
See, I don't know how to do that. Tarot Tuesday's on. It's a live cast with Sandy and Toddcast, and tonight is our very first Tarot Tuesday.
Look, I lip-synced while you said that. Not lip-synced, but say it again.
Tarot Tuesday. No, that's a very good. You're not very talented when it comes to that at all. You would not do very well in RuPaul's Drag Race. I'll just say that. You'd have to lip sync for your life or whatever.
You know what I was just watching on YouTube the other night? Do you remember when Ashley Simpson was on SNL and she was lip syncing? This was, I don't know, years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Do you remember that? And they played the wrong song. It was just I'm so embarrassed for her. So that would be me, Ashley Simpson. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We got quite a few people already tuning in for Tarot Tuesday.
Whee!
A little bit later on, Eric Ferdinand Backlit will be joining us. He's going to, we're going to talk to him about his journey through life. And actually, right before the podcast, we started talking about getting to know each other because we haven't done that. And you know, we have something in common. And I don't want to say what it is quite yet.
Yeah.
But we do have something in common. And I think it'll be fun to kind of share that tonight.
All three of us have something in common. Hi, Karen. Mwah, my best friend, Karen.
I think, and it's not just the fact that we're all wearing underwear tonight.
We are
because we don't have
underwear.
proof of that, actually. We have no proof of that at this point. So
I know. Well, I told him, I said, you don't have to wear pants if you don't want to. But he said he was wearing pants.
We don't know for sure.
You know what's funny is I never wear anything that would match this outfit. Whatever top I'm wearing on here is never what you think. It's shorts, boxers. I'm never wearing a full outfit on here. I just thought I'd share that with everybody.
I'm kind of glad. Can we see what you're wearing tonight?
Well, actually, tonight they kind of match. They are. They're actually leggings that have doggies on them.
Oh, well, that's kind of interesting. Maybe later on. Or
maybe I'll stand up and show you guys later.
Right at the end, when we're rolling credits, you can stand up and do a little modeling for us or whatever.
All right.
All right. So it's our first Tarot Tuesday. Why don't you let people know where we're at with the podcast coming up in the first episode coming up in May, or the 16th episode, the first episode of season 2.
Right. And I am beyond excited. I just nailed him down today.
That sounds painful.
I know, but he'll love it. He just will. Dennis Webster, who is not only a good friend of mine, but he is a local author, a well-known local author. He also was with the Ghost Seekers of Central New York for several years, a lot of years. He is now part of my group, Fort Schuyler Paranormal Society, and part of the internet show that we do, Ghosts, Pubs, and Grub. This man has done so many investigations and has so much experience in the paranormal world and in writing. I am so excited to announce that Sunday, Dennis Webster will be joining us live here on Facebook for a live cast. And then he will be our first episode of season 2 on the audio version. So if for some reason you can't make it on Sunday, you can listen on May 2nd. Our first episode of season 2 is going to drop, the audio version. And I'll tell you right now, you're not going to want to miss this. This man is
what
great.
Kind of questions do you have lined up for him? Because I have no idea.
I have a lot of things. I really want to talk about his book writing, because he's working on a major book right now. It's going to take him about a year or more. And he's also working on another book that I'm helping him with. And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Are you drawing cartoons for it or something? Or
no,
what? Okay.
I'm not. When he goes and does his talks, I'm just going to lip sync it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm actually going to, I don't want to give away too much, but I'm actually going to put my impressions of some of the places that he writes about into the book. So that'll be super cool. So we're going to talk all about Dennis's career with book writing and his investigations, being part of the Ghost Seekers of Central New York, how he got involved in everything to begin with. It's just going to be a really great discussion. And my thought is, get ready because it's probably going to be a really, really a good one and maybe a long one. So we may actually break the audio version up into 2 parts.
Excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Honesty, thanks for checking in tonight on the
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much.
Zero Tuesday podcast tonight. We've got Eric checking in with us in just a little bit. On Sunday, we talked a little bit about a couple of things before we got into our Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
And one of the things I wanted to bring up was a dream that I had Saturday night.
Yeah. And I told you, don't tell me because I want to find out when everybody else finds out.
So I didn't tell you this yet?
No.
Okay. So this is a dream. I give you a little bit of background, and I'm going to keep the dream rather short because I do want to get Eric on here. We've got a lot to talk about, and then we want him to pull some cards for a few people and have some fun tonight. The dream I had, my mother passed away about 3 years ago. My father suffers from dementia, and last fall, we had to basically force him into a nursing home. And when we did that in September was the last time I got to see my dad because of COVID. So I've not seen my father since September. And in that amount of time between September and now, he's really slipped. Obviously his memory was bad then. Otherwise we wouldn't have had to put him in the home, but it's certainly gotten worse. And we've had some discussions as a family about where he's at and kind of like where he's going and stuff like that. And you never know. I mean, there's just no way of knowing exactly what his health really is. I mean, physically he seems okay, but mentally, obviously, it's not good. And the dream I had was that, again, short story on this one, but my sisters and I ran into him in a situation, and I was able to hug him and tell him that I loved him and that I was very sorry that I was not able to do more to help him at this point. And my dad said to me, I know that, Todd. I know that. I love you. And then we were able to say goodbye. So when I woke up from this dream, the first thing that came to mind was that my dad had passed away, either physically or his memory had slipped so much that I was no longer a part of his life. I don't know that at this point because I'm hoping to see my dad real soon. Now that I've got my COVID shot, I can actually go see him in the next couple of weeks here. But it was really scary. It was one of those things, and you've had those dreams where you wake up and you just feel like you know something happened.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was crying, and it was just not a good situation. Again, that's a very abbreviated version of what happened. But I really had the feeling like this was it.
And you know that and I tell you this all the time, you're not just an empath, Todd, and you know that.
Well, no, I'm Superman because, I've got the cape and the tights over there, and now all I got to do is run and get in the telephone booth and change real quick.
Yeah, you're full of S, all right. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is some sort of communication for you. Do you think that, real briefly, we won't get off on a tangent, but do you believe that
since when
people with dementia or Alzheimer's, do you believe that deep down they are in there? Like they in some level consciously can think in the present?
Yes, I do. But I also think, as I mentioned before, that I think the veil for them is very thin, and I think they experience a lot of things that we don't experience because we're so closed off to them.
That's quite a dream.
It was weird.
Did it make you feel better in any way, though? Knowing that at least even in your dream, you were able to do that with him? I think so because, my parents, and we've talked about this, my parents were never the kind to say, "Oh, I love you, son." Yeah. They didn't do that until we got much older. And Dad was never a hugger. So to be able to embrace him and tell him that I was sorry that there wasn't more we could do, that also meant a lot because I was the one who had to say, "Dad, this is your new home now. We're never going back to your house. This is where you're going to live." I remember that whole time vividly, like it was yesterday, and I knew what you were going through. And it's such a difficult thing to have to do. It's the right thing. It's the right thing.
Absolutely, no
But
doubt.
it's not easy at all. So I'll say that I'm very proud of you, and I hope that you will be able to see him. I'm so proud of you for getting your shot and getting vaccinated, and now you can see him.
Absolutely. I'm going to go see him and see if he wants a whiskey old fashioned or a brandy old fashioned or whatever it is that he likes to drink so much.
When my grandfather was in the nursing home, he was in for several years, and they sort of called him the mayor of the St. Luke's home, Larry Zogby. And we gave him whatever he wanted. We used to get there, and there was this old lady that was living there too, and they were friends. And her daughter would bring those really hot Italian peppers for her, and he would just sit there and eat them right out of the jar. And we said, you know what? Eat away. If that's what you want to do, what makes you happy. So if you want to get your dad slosh, go for it.
Yeah. And if he ends up having, like a really fiery asshole later on from the peppers, it's no big deal, right?
At his age, you know what he really wanted was hot dogs from the convenience store.
Okay.
I don't know why, but we used to bring him those too. So.
Well, there you go. We'll talk about peppers and fiery assholes. That's what this podcast is always about. Tarot Tuesday is what it is. And I think it's time we bring Eric on.
Let's do it.
Eric Ferdinand Backlit is, I guess I would consider him a friend. And I say that because I don't even know how we met. It was on Facebook somehow, but I don't remember how we met. But he's read tarot for me on a couple of occasions, and we've done some healing practices as well. So let's bring Eric on. There he is. Look at him sitting there.
Hi,
he's got his clothes on tonight. So that's very nice.
He's wearing clothes. We're already ahead of the game.
I have a feeling if we ever played strip poker, Eric would lose. That's just the way I feel.
It'll be too advanced, yes. But
hi, Bree.
How you doing tonight, Eric?
Long day at work, but you know what? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me over.
I'm so excited. We're just so excited
much positive
to have
energy.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and I wanted to bring that up right away because one of the things that I thought was interesting about, and I want to go back in time and talk about your childhood and kind of where you are with your journey in life and then with tarot, but positive tarot wisdom is kind of like your brand on everything. And the one thing that I really appreciate about what you do is you really try to make that experience, that tarot experience, positive. And sometimes it's not. I mean, sometimes when you get readings and stuff like that, it's not a positive situation. You try to make it positive.
There's always that positive spin. I mean, the logic behind positive tarot wisdom is, to give you a very, very small background, is I lived 40 years in the Philippines. I was born and raised there, moved in the US, now in New York City. So the thing is, I'm Roman Catholic, and tarot is definitely not allowed.
I was wondering about that. How does that marry together? How does that work?
The first objective that I have for positive tarot wisdom is to at least educate everyone that tarot is not evil. It is a tool, but I cannot deny the fact that evil people can use it for evil ways. It's the truth. So like literally you can use tarot. I haven't witnessed it, but there are people who can use tarot to curse other people. And I'd rather not be one of those people. I'd rather be a light worker. My methodology for tarot is every time I do a reading for you is we try and manifest your wishes, your desires, and I end it with a blessing. So everything light, everything positive, that's a positive twist to it. I'd like to educate everyone. I'd like to make it a positive experience. And going back to my childhood, I've always been interested in tarot, but there's always that fear of being condemned by the Catholic faith, and you are going to burn and you're donezo. Seriously, once you do tarot. But anything, I have nothing against religion. It raised me into a very good person, but we were talking about childhood, and let's rewind a bit. It wasn't the best childhood per se. We were kind of talking about it before we went live.
Right.
And it's about being bullied. Everybody has that experience. Well, not everybody. There's always a bully and there's always the bullied. So raise your hand if you're the bullied. I'm one of those people. Thank you. You guys are part of the club.
What a great club to be a part of. Yeah, right.
We are not victims. We are survivors.
That's true.
There's a huge difference. Did it make me a better person? Yes, a better, stronger person. And I really think if those things didn't happen in the past, I wouldn't be this type of person that actually, honestly, you would like, Todd. I mean, we're friends. We met through Facebook. I think you saw me doing one of my lives with my friend, and you were drawn and we started talking.
I've actually said this to him, Sandy. I'm like, how can you stay so positive all the time? Because I get so angry at life. I wish I could shoot fire out of my hands and get rid of people, you know? And Eric's like, oh no, everything's going to be good, you know, namaste or whatever. And but how do you stay so positive when you do come from that background? You have felt those feelings. You have been made to feel that way. How do you stay positive as an adult, even like in today's world, because everything is so volatile?
You set the tone on a daily basis. When you wake up until you sleep, you set the tone. You control your life. There may be a lot of factors that, you know, hit you on a daily basis, but always look at the good possibilities. I mean, let me give you a perfect example. First time I've met you, Sandy. The first thing that I'm actually looking to learn from you is, what are her good qualities? That's the first thing that's in my head. So I will, you're 100%. I trust you right now, 100%, but do not give me a reason not to trust you.
Right.
That's it.
No,
because then he's going to shoot fire out of his hands.
Oh, I'm just going to turn into Dark Phoenix and like burn you. That's it. You're done.
Yep. Karen agrees too. I mean, it's true. I believe me, there have been, especially in the past year, a lot of ups and downs for me, a lot of struggles, a lot of pivoting. That seems to be a big word these days, pivoting. But and they're not all good days, but they are what you make them. And, you know, if somebody is being not so nice, I find a way to make a positive out of that situation whenever I can. You know, it's sort of, Todd has told me before that he thinks I'm a light worker, where I think it's just trying to find the positive in everything. Somewhere there's a positive. For every, you know, bad thing, there's a good thing to try and offset it. If you can find it.
It's actually, if you're going to mix science with metaphysics, actually it's Einstein who literally said you can find opportunities in any difficulty.
Yes.
It's his word. He's a scientist. So think about that.
Isn't that
situation?
It's something. And that's how, you know, you try to live your life. You know, that's how I try to live my life. It's never going to be all roses, but you can make it what you want it to be. Maybe it may not be 100% what you want, but it's going to be close because you're in charge.
I still want to be able to shoot fire from my hands. I'm going to be honest.
You're not
alone.
Boom.
It's an incredible talent.
What made you come to America? So, I mean, most of your life, a good part of it was in the Philippines. What made you come to America?
That's a very good story.
And so far, what is your, like, so far, how is it going for you?
Okay. So, I'm almost 5 years here. And the thing is, I wasn't supposed to live here. I had a life in the Philippines. I had someone in the Philippines. Then, you know, typical story, break up. I go, okay, I'm done with this country. I'm a move here. I need a new life. And I was the last family member who's kind of resistant in migrating here with my family. Everyone else is here except myself. And I go, you know what? I have a life here. I'm okay.
Right.
But then that solid heartbreak totally decide, you know, it was God's sign telling me, hey, you know what? You got to move. You got to grow. You got to do something else. I have a mission. Like, I think my mission is done in the Philippines. Now I have a mission here. I get to help more people. Honestly, I've helped a lot of people, and I've helped improve depression, improve anxiety from my friends, and simply being, I know it sounds cheesy, a beacon of hope for people has been very good. And I've been complimented as someone as soothing whenever you have a conversation with me. It's not hypnosis, but instead it's the character that you're looking for from people that's very rare. there's just so many toxic people all over.
Yeah.
And how's it going so far? I did retail. Okay, let me give you an example. I did retail.
Oh, he did
That is my solid
retail.
example.
There we go.
Yeah. See? That's my solid example. If I'm telling you, if you haven't done retail in this country, seriously, you have no right to be part of customer service. Seriously.
Well, and if you've not done retail, you have no right being a customer because you need to experience that side of things. You need to know what it feels like to be crapped on, to be honest.
It's another
with you.
club. We've all been in retail.
That's right.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
There was even a time when I was assisting, I'm not going to mention ethnicities, assisting someone, then wrapping up her, this was an elderly lady. It's probably in her early 60s. So she purchased a phone. We were arguing about why does she need a SIM card for a phone to function. I explained it very carefully. But then at some point when I was wrapping up her stuff, she started hating me and saying, you know what, my race is more superior than your race. And I go, wow, really?
Ouch.
I go, really? Wow, that blacked her out.
She's done with you.
That's too much. But yes,
That's
one of my hugest experiences in retail. Mm-hmm.
So you, hold on, now I'm going to give black her out altogether. Tell me about getting into tarot. What made you decide to move in that direction? You were raised Roman Catholic, so that's in your background. You said you were kind of worried about what people would think about that. What made you go to reading tarot?
It helps deal with the subconscious. The way I understood tarot, based on my journey, is tarot is all about life. It's the whole cycle of life. It's a journey. And by using the Golden Dawn system, Rider-Waite-Smith, the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, it helped me understand people more. I mean, even if you're a total stranger, it becomes a conversation piece. And I'm able to extract it from you based on how, our conversation goes. I mean, it's not about me asking a million questions and just writing along your answers. No, it's about clairvoyance. It's about, as much as I hate to admit it, it's enhancing my psychic abilities. It is the truth. I have to embrace that and being a healer. So what attracted me to tarot is that being a very good subconscious tool, then using that tool to help other people. That's the biggest purpose so far.
What's the difference between tarot and, say, oracle cards and all that stuff? Is there something that ties them together, or is it very, very different?
Tarot is, it's very old, since the 1400s. Oracle, welcome back.
I don't know what happened. That was weird. Okay. Then it wouldn't read my camera.
Yeah, well, you're back. That's what matters.
There we go.
Back.
Thank you.
Todd was asking about the difference between tarot and oracle and maybe Lenormand. Tarot is very old, since it's been around since the 1400s. And it was a game. It was taroki. It was not something used for divination, just like now. Oracle is also used for divination, but it's more fluid. Tarot has a system, though. Like, there are definitions per card. There's a basis for how the Golden Dawn formulated their, I think best term is science. And as much as I hate to admit it, it is magical. My methodology is I have 78 cards. I make you choose the numbers. That's my way of having an online conversation with you out of those 78 cards. And I draw the cards, and magically enough, they are very relevant to your life. That's what it is. So Oracle, I have nothing bad to say about Oracle. It's more fluid, but honestly, Tarot is very old and it has a methodology behind it. Oracle, it's free flowing, very visual, and it depends on the reader too. That's how it is.
Gotcha.
So, and why don't you go ahead and ask your question now, as long as we're at this point in the conversation, because we had something interesting happen the other day.
So, Eric, I play around with tarot once in a while. I
Mm-hmm.
did years ago, and then I didn't for a long time, and I just started to pick it up again. And I'm really at the very beginning of it. And Todd and I are very, very connected with each other on a lot of different levels. And yes, we are. And so every once in a while, I'll pull a card for him and I'll pull a card for me. And last week, I pulled a card for myself.
Okay.
And I set my intention, I just wanted to know where we are now and where I am now and where it might go. And I pulled the Two of Wands, the upright Two of Wands.
Mm.
And so then when I shuffle the cards, I just do everything crazy because I don't want I really want them mixed up.
Because she is crazy.
Thank you. Thanks. I love you too. And so I literally, though, will take them and I will toss them in section. I'm just so weird. But anyways, I got them all together and I shuffled them really well. And I set the same intention to pull a card for Todd.
Okay.
And lo and behold, up comes the Two of Wands upright again. So we both got the same card. And number one, could you give us your interpretation of what the Two of Wands upright is? And second of all, is that something that's unusual for us? And we are very connected with each other, but is that something that would be unusual for us both to get the same card?
Not really. There are a lot of occasions when, say, two people, well, I had clients before, then I go, wow, surprisingly, both the sun showed up for both of you. So the Two of Wands would indicate future planning, progress, discovery, decisions. So you guys pretty much are having this experience of making major decisions in the future. But it's more of like great type of decisions that you go, okay, I'm about to, just a fictitious example, I'm about to choose a new career. Say, so that's why the Two of Wands are there. Literally, you are in a situation or a fork in the road saying, okay, this is a good choice and this is also a good choice.
Right.
But being wands, those are fire signs. So they can pertain to Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. It can pertain to a person in your life, a common person in your life with that fire sign. Or it can also pertain to a situation. So tarot can pertain to situations, people, even things that are about to happen. Honestly, I've experienced that too. So when did you pull the card? When did you pull the Two of Wands?
It was last week, I believe it was. I can't remember which day, but it was last week. And Todd and I had discussed having you on. So I said, I'm going to ask Eric because I thought it was very interesting because Todd and I actually are sort of on a, will you stop? I can see him out of the
your
corner
little
of
life story.
No, we actually have a lot of different ventures that we are starting to go into together with a future goal in mind. And so I thought it was kind of interesting that we would both get the same card. And especially given what it represents. So I just thought that was really interesting that I pulled the same card for both of us,
A few images just popped into my head right now. Sorry, this is my method. Just when you talk and people have discussions with me, images, as in a million images just rush into my head. And two can be a symbol of partnership too. It's about growing your podcast further. There's a specific individual that would help grow this podcast. I might be an instrument into, finding that person and, having a major individual that would grow your channel further.
Right.
That might be a possibility. What if I end up having a celebrity contact and I go, boom, you guys get to interview that person, and that would propel your channel and have like a gazillion followers the next day.
Well, don't dangle it in front of us.
Yeah, I know. Don't unless you got to pay up now. No.
Here's the thing. So it's a possibility. That's all I'm saying. It can be a person that's a fire sign. I was thinking a Leo. I was thinking a Leo maybe. And Leos are very charismatic, very popular. They're so into themselves. So it's the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I never asked you, Sandy. What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius. as is
Air
Todd.
sign.
We're
Both
only
of you
about
guys are air signs.
a week apart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I mean,
interesting.
He's older than me, though.
the things
He's
that we
older
have in
than me.
common are almost sick. I mean, it's ridiculous, and I can't
Yeah.
even talk about it because it makes me sick to my stomach.
You need that card is literally telling you that you need someone who's different from the both of you
Mhm.
to make your channel grow.
Sandy, you're fired. You're out of here.
You're
Oh,
done.
didn't you just call me the boss earlier?
Well, I got to tell you this. This is a great story. So we're getting ready for the podcast, and Sandy sends me this picture, and she's like, "I want you to put that up when I bring up this story to Eric." Okay. So I'm like, oh, "Okay, boss, whatever you say." And then she sends this to me.
The rock.
Yes. That's
Know
right.
your role and shut your mouth.
I knew you were going to use that somehow.
That is totally her. Totally her. Hey, we had a question from Darcy. She actually asked, "How do I learn and how do I get involved with tarot cards?" What would
Good
you say to
question,
her?
Darce.
Well, you can start with my page and my group. You can join the group. It's easy. I mean, I give, honestly, if you can check out, say, my YouTube channel, I explain every single card. And I'm almost done with all of the cards, all 78 of them. But if you have specific questions for each card, I'd be more than happy to give you references. And I am honestly planning to have someday a tarot university so I can teach people and maybe do tarot courses. It's
I love
it's
that.
a long way to go. It's a long way to go. But I want to formulate something that you can learn tarot in less than, say, a year. Like you'd be a master in less than a year. That's what I'm
crazy.
thinking.
That's great. I love tarot. I love
Are we
tarot.
required to call you professor then at that point,
Yeah.
or can we just forego that?
Well, Eric is okay. So don't worry about that. Unless you want to add my pseudo name. Let's not go there.
Maybe we don't. At this point, if anybody's got a question for Eric, you can pop it in on our Facebook page, and we're going to start doing a little reading here. Ash says Eric is an amazing reader.
Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. Very, very much so. I've had a couple of readings from Eric, and it's always been kind of spot on for me and helped me kind of clarify where I want to go and what I need to do. So,
and once again, thank you so much, Eric, for joining us tonight. This is so much fun. And also thank you to everybody who's in our chat and watching us live right now. This is a lot of fun. So we want to do more of this kind of stuff for you guys and make it a really fun time, really fun atmosphere. So
just one more time, because this is exactly how I mean, honestly, guys.
Oh, stop.
From the haircut down to the sunglasses, that is her all the way. That's all I can really say about it.
Oh, God.
What
have I gotten myself into, folks?
I can't with him. I can't tonight. He's on a roll.
Sherry has asked for a card. Can you do that for her?
So it's just going to be a general reading, unless you have a specific question. I can just draw a card for you.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Let's just do that. Let's keep it easy tonight.
All right. So top deck. Let's do top deck. What do we have for Sherry? Aside from making sure that all doors are closed and keeping yourself safe, the thing is, wow, what are the things that are popping in my head right now? Okay, 1, 2, 3. The Ace of Swords, a new beginning, very strong, but it can also pertain to a person with a very strong personality, a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. But in your case, if you're trying to start something, now is a very good opportunity. You can't just think that, it's COVID season, everything is put to a stop. You can try to do things online. If you're trying to start a business, now is a very good time for you to do so. Because you seem to be limiting yourself. And now the Ace of Swords is literally telling you, you know what? Now is the best time for you to start. Now is the time for you to execute that project. And if you want to make money, now is a very good time for you to make money. That's for you, Sherry.
Absolutely, Sherry. You need to. There you go, right there. I mean, I know Sherry right now. Sherry, get off your butt. Let's go. Honesty says, I'd like to know if I'll get my daughter back.
Honesty Fate. That is a very intriguing name.
It is a great name.
Actually, this is kind of a test question. I can sense who you are, Honesty Fate. Whoever you are, I like the way that you're testing the vibe.
Todd, Sherry just said, bite me to you. I like Sherry.
The 10 of Cups. stop being emotional right now, because the result would be positive. But the best way for you to get your daughter back, I'm not so sure if it's because of custody, any legal matters. What has your lawyer told you so far? Because right now I'm seeing the card of family. I'm seeing the card of happiness. Don't you think that you're the one limiting yourself from reaching out to your daughter? Or are you not allowed to reach out to your daughter? It's just that I'm sensing that there's so many other things that are limiting you, maybe legally. I'm thinking custody. That's a sensitive subject. And I can't do that online. It takes an hour for me to discern whatever things you want to manifest on the legal level. It's very sensitive, but I'm not so sure what's happening so far. But if it's a legal battle, I think your lawyer is kind of missing a few pieces, especially on the documentation part. You haven't read the fine print. That's what I'm sensing. Honesty, fate. You are well hidden. And even if you're well hidden right now, I know who you are. That just sounds so creepy.
I was just going to say, that was creepy.
I know.
Good night, everybody. I got to go.
I know who you are.
No.
Just turning 44. What does this year hold for me? The 44, 2 fours, 2 emperors, and 4 + 4, 8 strength. So let's see. This year, Karen. Let's see, what does this year have for you? Just a small hint, I guess. Ooh, the 5 of Pentacles. You better stay frugal. You have this tendency to spend too much. I know it's fun to do retail therapy, but now is not the best time. Now is not the best time. But it can also represent, say, not being very spiritual at the moment. You haven't been tapping into that spiritual level, and you are not saying spiritually weak, but you need to tap into that realm again. You seem to be forgetting to be more thankful at this point. It's just that there's some pain that I'm feeling right now from your side. And I would say don't feel that, don't focus on that feeling of being abandoned. It's not very healthy for you. I would suggest that don't dwell into retail therapy. Don't be like me that always looks into Amazon.
I was going to say, don't you always do that? That is your life, isn't it?
That's my problem. So.
I know somebody else on this whole thing up here that's the same way. Miss Michael Kors sunglasses or whatever you just got the other day.
You're so awful to me.
But this year, be careful. This year, stay frugal. Please stay frugal. That's one thing I can tell you.
And Eric, do you use, it's not just the cards, right? Mm-hmm. So in other words, it's your intuition. It's what comes to you that kind of interacts with the cards. And I can tell you that your reading for Karen is pretty right on, and so I'm just so interested in how you use your intuition and what comes to you along with the cards and how they work together.
Give me a moment. Is it okay if I just cleanse this space real quick?
Do what you got to do.
Do what you have to do.
I have wow, it's just that I've sensed there are prying eyes right now that are watching.
I think that was my phone ringing. Hello? Anyone there?
Oh, that's an old-fashioned phone. Oh my God.
It's my best prop that I have in this studio.
I love it.
I wish we could get that away from him. I wish he wasn't in Wisconsin and I could go next door and grab it.
I also have the voice of God. Oh my God. We don't do that tonight. Prying eyes, that's kind of spooky. That does happen once in a while, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that whenever you enter the tarot realm, you are being observed, and they will judge you from head to toe and find out, is this person authentic? Is this someone who's just reading off the books? Or is this guy just making up things? So frankly, it's not just myself, you're being observed too. That's what I'm feeling right now.
That's fine. You go ahead and observe me,
Yep.
folks. Let me.
Yeah, you know what? We're fashionable. We're okay. So.
We're wearing pants. We're okay.
We're wearing pants.
Listen, at least they think we have pants on.
Yes.
Joanne has asked for a card. Could you pull one for her?
Joanne, dog lover. I see.
Oh, that's a sweet doggy too. The doggy's no longer with us, but
yeah,
was a sweet
sorry.
dog. Yeah.
Let's see what we have for Joanne. Just real quick. All right. Joanne. She seems like a nice person. Money's coming your way. I don't know what's going to happen, but if you have a business or if you're planning to start a business, now is a very good time. The King of Pentacles is all about financial intelligence. So if you're thinking about investing stocks at the moment, now is a very good time for you to do so. And you might want to deal with an earth sign, a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. They're pretty good with money. Well, I'm Capricorn, but you know what? I'm stuck with Amazon. That's the problem. So I would say that get in touch with those earth sign individuals within your life. And it's a good time for you to invest, as in now. Maybe you should start tomorrow. If there are certain stocks that you've been looking at, if you want to do mutual funds, if you want to start your own little business, it's a very good time. So that money is definitely coming your way. That's what I'm sensing.
Well, that sounds very good and positive. Very nice.
I want that too, please.
I know.
I was just going to say, can you give me the same reading? Sherry asked if she wanted a full reading. How can she contact you?
Sherry, you can visit my page or my website, positivetarotwisdom.com, or through Facebook. Look for Positive Tarot Wisdom, and I'd be more than happy to respond to you and provide you with a full documentation within 24 to 48 hours. But you can choose if you'd like an audio type of reading. There are different people. Some people just like pure email. Some people like audio messages, or like FaceTime or just over the phone. I mean, I can do that for you too. Everything documented. Just reach out and I'll be responding to you within 24 hours.
Victoria has asked for you to pull a card for her, if you would.
Victoria, what are your secrets, Victoria?
She's an open book, I think.
That's a bad pun. Victoria's Secrets.
I got that.
Okay. Victoria. Some conflict in the future, but you may be overthinking it. So are you willing to win at all costs? Or are you willing to give way and meet that person halfway? Or it can be within your career, or say you're just internally conflicted, but right now you're just overthinking things. That's what's happening. So I would say weigh the pros and cons, and sometimes winning isn't everything. Okay, this is the Five of Swords. This is what literally is being told right now. Whatever that situation is, it's not worth losing a friend or a loved one. Okay, sometimes arguments are just not worth it. Ooh, Paolo, thank you for joining us. I taught him tarot.
So he's one of your first students. Paolo, did you call him professor then during this entire time?
Did he make you call him professor?
Well, some people secretly call me master.
And that wraps up our broadcast.
Here we go. And we're done.
Oh my God. That's it. Okay, let's not go there. Wow, am I changing colors right now? Am I on the red, white, and blue color right now? Yeah.
We gotta get some. We gotta get some mood lighting in there for you for sure.
Oh my God, Paolo, shut up! This guy. Oh, just so you guys know, he lives so far away. He lives in Europe. Just so you guys know.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Yes,
thanks, Paolo.
thank you. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in tonight. This is so much fun. I hope you guys are having as much fun as we are.
So, Paolo, for you, this keeps showing up for you, the Two of Swords. You need to overcome your anxiety issues, because right now you're unable to make that very strong and essential decision for your life, for you to literally move forward. And I can sense that you'd be surprised there'd be other job opportunities for you coming your way, and you'd have some difficulty choosing between which one is better. But right now, you're in a stalemate. It's fine, but don't allow a lot of those emotional pressures overcome you and overwhelm you. Otherwise, your progress would be halted. So that's what this card is telling me right now. The Two of Swords. You're just in a stalemate, and I know that you're in the process of looking for a new place. You might be given another option that would make your decision a lot more difficult. That's what I'm sensing for you, Paolo. So good luck.
Interesting.
I know
Interesting.
whatever. Okay. Bella Hackbot. She would like a card. Me too. Let's see. What do we have for you? A lot of dog lovers tonight, huh?
Yeah, we kind of have a group of fans who all love dogs. So.
Dog lovers unite.
Let me see. Paula, sorry, you're the only cat lover in this live right now. So.
I have 3 rescue kitties, Paolo. So you're not alone. Yes.
Okay, this is very interesting to resonate with. This is the second time this card showed up. Bella. Or the 10 of Cups is actually a joyful card, but at the same time, it's telling me that you need to reconnect with some of your loved ones because they feel kind of neglected right now. And it hasn't been easy because of maybe COVID, but there's always social media. Try to reach out. It wouldn't hurt to just send them a quick message and just reunite yourself with them. I mean, I can't even find where my camera is. It's strange. So try to reconnect with them because it's just like when you do this, it's an opportunity for you to gain more, as much as I hate to admit it, experience and new ideas, and it's part of your growth. Growing up is also looking back into your past and saying, okay, what can I learn further from you guys? Because right now you seem very disconnected from them. Okay, so try to bring back that little rainbow, LGBTQ+. Okay, that's it. Ooh, what was that message? I didn't see it. Sorry.
That was she has a kitty too.
Oh, good. We're not alone. Okay. Anyways.
Darcy, while Todd has you up here, would you like a card?
Let's go ahead and pull her one.
Let's pull her one.
Okay.
Darcy, Darcy doesn't know a lot about tarot, so this would be interesting to pull one for Darcy. Let her get an experience with it.
So Sandy, you know Darcy. Mm-hmm. Why don't you choose a number for Darcy for me?
Okay. Number 4.
4. The number of the Emperor, Todd.
Interesting. It means nothing, I guess.
Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I love the way you said it, Todd. Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 of Cups. A lot of Cups card tonight. So people are being very emotional. So stop focusing on the things that you may have lost in the past. It could have been the recent past, or it could be like what's happening right now. Focus on what's still there and invest on it, and think about what you can do moving forward. Because right now, yes, I understand that you're revisiting the past, but don't dwell on that past. The past can pertain to either your personal life, say your relationship, your career, or finances. If you overspent on something, just accept it because you kind of went beyond the 30-day window. Oh my God, Amazon, please don't do this to me. But the whole point is stop focusing on the past at this point. You may be subconsciously thinking that everything is fine, but honestly, not everything is fine. You're just missing the point that there are a lot of good things that are still there. Okay? That's my message for you. I just hope that
it's very good.
I'm not saying that you should just get over it, but it's about time that you take that little step forward, and I think you should start forgiving yourself. Okay.
What does the future hold for Eric? Like, what do you see yourself? And I'm not, necessarily asking you to see into the future, but like, what do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be? How do you want your abilities to take you, on your journey through the rest of your life? What are you seeing?
If I become like the great Walter Mercado, the late great Walter Mercado, why not? But I think I've discussed this with you in the past. I've taken the path to being a healer, And a healer would mean a combination of being a tarot reader and, not just scientifically heal people, but using my own spirit energy to heal people. And as much as I hate to admit it, there's just so many people I've had conversations with that felt so much better, that there's just, okay, Eric, after this conversation, I think I want to rule the world type of thing. And that's my calling. That's the future that I see for myself. Not just stay in one place. I'll continue to evolve, and if given the opportunity, travel the world and help a lot of people, and not just teach tarot, but make people realize that it's not such a horrible place to live in, the world.
Very true. Very true.
Okay.
Have you seen, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Have you seen, say in the last several years, an increase in need for people to get in touch with healing like this and to get direction and feel better about the world around them? It seems like there's so much negativity. There's so much horrible stuff going on. Have you seen that actually, come to you?
I've encountered so many cases wherein mental health issues, and especially mental health issues, have been severe lately because of people focusing on the negative instead of, the positive. It's kind of like the Five of Cups. 3 cups were spilled, and that person is focusing on what he lost versus the one that what he still has, instead of making that what you have left flourish and making your situation happy again. You focus on, okay, the world is ending. I can't do anything anymore. I'm just focusing on the loss. And I agree with you, Todd. There's just a lot of need for mental health and, comforting people when it comes to issues with mental health. And I know you, for being an empath, you have that burden and blessing of experiencing a lot of emotions at the same time. I have the burden and blessing of seeing so many images a million times over whenever I have readings. And now that we're live, there's just so many images being sent to my head right now. That's why I had to do some cleansing. And it's an interesting experience. That's what I can tell you. This world needs a lot more people, honestly, like us, who are willing to give their time and energy to make other people feel better. And people would say, oh, that's BS. There's no science behind it. That's the whole point. There's no science behind this. This is something that science cannot understand. We have so much potential to be good and to be better people for other people. That's what positivity is all about. That's what being human is all about. It's not about eliminating other people, but building other people and making them better individuals.
That's so beautifully put.
So Sandy, do you realize now why I feel like such a piece of shit after I talk to this guy? Because I'm like Bender from Futurama. Kill all humans,
Yeah, but you know what though, Todd? It's true. We're both empaths, and people are drawn to us. People have been drawn to us our entire lives. We are healers. And that's one of the reasons why people are so drawn to us, because I've had people come to me in doctors' offices and sit next to me and tell me their entire life story. And if I can take the gift that I have been given and I can take their fear or their nervousness and I can turn it around and I can give them something positive or some hope, isn't that such a beautiful thing? That's just so amazing. In a world that's so full of negativity, to affect one person and to heal one person, even in that moment, is just such a beautiful, wonderful gift that we have that we can give to someone else.
Well, absolutely. And hats off to anyone who can do that and keep their sanity and keep their friendliness and their love and compassion for fellow men.
However, there are some days when I too wish I could shoot fire out of my hands. I'm just going to say that.
Know your role and shut your mouth is what she said to me.
God.
Quite the empath is she, isn't she?
That's just for you. That's just for you. Karen had a really good question. She asked about whether she could get another card and if there were loved ones that have passed that are around her. Is that something, Eric, that you can tell through tarot? If someone has loved ones around them?
I could, but I would not do it online. No, not here. It's a very sensitive question. And I would say if I had my own cult, I would say it's a forbidden question.
Right.
Tarot is all about life. It's not about predicting death. It's not about discerning if somebody died. It's actually even not allowed for so many practices to stay focused on, okay, did this person die, etc. No, that's not what we want to focus on. But yes, there's a way for me to find out, but I will not do it here live.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, so folks can contact you to get further readings. And I want to thank you for being along with us tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. This has been amazing.
For putting up with our shenanigans.
I know.
And for putting on clothes for us. How wonderful is that? I mean, let's give the man a hand, right?
We keep focusing on that, aren't we?
Well, you're the one who brought it up to begin with, not me.
I think we know where Todd's mind is at right now.
Stop.
Don't forget, we're all gutter brains by nature. So,
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Can you run down some of your information one more time as we throw the banners up there, just so people can contact you if they do want further readings, and we hope that will happen?
Sure. At Facebook, you can always visit facebook.com/Positive Tarot Wisdom. Then you can visit me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. There's just a lot of crazy videos there. So Positive Tarot Wisdom. So my pages are pretty easy to detect, but website-wise, it's www.positivetarotwisdom.com. Pretty much.
Beautiful.
That's how.
Wonderful.
Eric, stick around. We're going to say goodbye to you in a second. Sandy?
Thank you.
Absolutely. Sandy, I'm going to
Sherry said thank you, Sandy and Eric. She left Todd out. I love it.
Oh, my goodness.
It's okay. It's okay. Just remember.
Oh, that's good feedback. Thank you.
Fire from my hands. Fire from my hands right here, right now.
You know what? That's nice for you, Todd, to use fire in your hands. In my case, it's like Dark Phoenix with a thought I will like make people disappear. That's it. That's even worse, right? I go.
I want to make.
You too. You too.
Eric, stick around. We'll be right with you in a second. Sandy, another good one. Our first Tarot Tuesday.
I love it. I hope you guys had as much fun as we had, because this is amazing.
Next week, another tarot reader with us.
Yes.
Our good friend Victoria will be here.
That'll be a lot of fun too.
Oh, her attitude and her take on life is pretty incredible. So we're looking forward to that.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Are we getting together on Thursday for a Thirsty Thursday?
Thirsty Thursday, this Thursday night, same bat time, same bat channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We will be with my brother. My brother will be back.
God, that's right.
And so will Lisa at the same time. Lisa Howell coming back on. This should be one for the record books. And also my friend Bill is going to be joining us. He was actually part of my morning show on my previous radio station that I was on. And he won't be doing the same thing this time. This time he's going to be giving us, each week he's going to give us a new drink that we can make. And it'll be the alcoholic and non-alcoholic version of the drink.
So is he here this Thursday night?
Yeah, he'll be on this Thursday night.
Well, I'm excited about that.
I'm excited
about that. Before we go, I just want to do two things because these are going to be now in my arsenal at all times. You're Claire Huxtable, okay?
I love
what do you say? What do you say you are? You're Claire what?
I'm Claire Cognizant and Claire Sentient.
And Claire Huxtable. That's right.
And Claire Huxtable.
And now I've got this one in my arsenal, and I'm going to pull that one out every time you start bossing me around.
Well, you know what? It's true. It's true.
Okay, boss.
So there.
All right, everybody, have a good one. We'll be back on Thursday, and reach out to Eric if you've got any further questions.
Yes.
Take care of that guy. He's a great guy, and we're
don't
lucky to have him.
forget, And don't forget, we thank you guys so much for all of your support so far. There are many ways that you can show your support to us. You can donate through PayPal, Venmo, Facebook Pay. You can message us if you want to make other arrangements to send us your support. This is what keeps us going. So Patreon coming soon. That's all I can think of right now, but really your support means a lot to us. Spread the love. Make sure everybody knows what's going on. Spread it throughout Facebook and let everybody know that we're here.
Spread the weirdness. All right. Have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.